We've got some news about some gaming surprises and unfortunate delays with some Marvel news about Blade. And of course, we're going to be diving into Agatha All Along and a whole lot more. But ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, you know what comes up first.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Camera Rant. As always, thank you for everyone who's new, and thank you everyone who's coming back for another time. Appreciate it. So as always, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, crack open a can, and let's dive into this. Now, I do want to say, now I know I've said this for the last 3 weeks, but this will be the last time for a little while because I don't want to preach it too much, but definitely check out our Letterboxd. I'm still trying to get used to all of it and trying to make sure to make it look pristine as for you guys. But definitely go check it out. Please give us a follow. It's a link in our bio, so definitely go check that out. Or if you do comment Letterboxd, I also put the link straight there for you as well. And this past week, now, I got to experience something incredibly insane and just intense. I had the great opportunity to go check out the brand new Space Marines 2 VR at Le Mans in Dandenong here in Victoria. And thanks to also Zero Latency, this VR experience of this brand new Space Marines 2 game was incredible. It is just... You know, when you do go to a VR thing, usually it's, small steps here, go here. This is intense. This is just, as soon as you put the headset on, you walk for about 5 or 10 minutes. Sorry, actually 5 to 10 minutes. I oversaid that. Sorry, just 5 minutes. You walk up and then it's just go, go, go. It's intense action. It's exactly like the video game. There is also special weapons that you can pick up from flamethrowers, blaster rifles, so much more. And it's just, you're just so intense in the game. Thank you so much to Le Mans and Zero Latency for the invite to go see this. We have put the photos on our Instagram, so definitely go check that out. It was a great experience. I had 2 goes at it. I'd say that the second one, I felt like a little bit, just the intensity of it. But look, if you like VR and you love Space Marines or just a battle action space game, this is perfect. I highly recommend you go check out this to your local Zero Latency to go play this game. It is well worth the experience, and I'll see you out there, brother. But yeah, definitely go check it out. It was an awesome experience. I can't wait to go again. But let's dive into the news that has happened in the past week, which I feel like, unfortunately, I do have another RIP to talk about this week. Now, we did it last week for James L. Jones, and now this week, unfortunately, Maggie Smith has passed away. She, from 1934 December to September 2024, she lived an incredible life, and she was an incredible actress, a massive filmography of outstanding performances. But we'll all know her as Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter franchise. And for me as a kid, probably before that, I would say Hook with Robin Williams would be the other experience. When I saw this, it was just a little bit sad to see that she'd passed away. She was in her 90s, so she lived a well big life. But I did see on social media that a massive crowd had appeared in the Harry Potter world to all rise up their wands for Maggie Smith, which is wonderful to see. And that's just shows you the impact of one actor can have on an entire generation. So, here at Lights Camera Rant, our thoughts go out to her family, her friends, and her pets as well. But yeah, we are thinking of her, and my wife now, she's a big Harry Potter fan, and she was very upset when she was seeing the news. She's like, "Did you see this?" So I was like, "No, I've just woken up." But no, it's very sad to see. So all of our thoughts go out to her family and friends and pets, as I said. But look, let's go into something a little bit more positive, shall we? So this past week we had the PlayStation State of Play, and the biggest one to come from this is Ghost of Yotai. Now, this is a Ghost of Tsushima sequel that's been long awaited. It's been rumored, and finally, we are going to get this game. This is coming out next year in 2025. So right now, 2025 is looking absolutely stacked of hard hitters between Borderlands 4, Gran Turismo 6, now this, and obviously so much more, but 2026 for gamers, we are in for an absolute treat, and it's going to be awesome. Now, there is also, I will speak about another game that's now in 2025. Sorry, 2025, not 2026. My bad. 2025 we'll get into, but this game is, we have a new protagonist. It's a new setting. Now, I know I have seen the comments of people being like, oh, yeah, why are they going this direction? And obviously other comments being like, why is it a girl? Yes, I've seen those comments. I'm like, does it really matter? It's just Ghost, I guess the Ghost of Universe franchise, if you will. I guess if they're going in that direction, that's guess how this is going to be. The first game was immaculate. It's beautiful. There were so many scenes from that game alone that you could take a screenshot and put up on your wall, and people would think it's a real photo. Same with Red Dead 2. But same thing with Gran Turismo 6. We're getting our first female protagonist. We're getting a female protagonist right here. And if someone does, I know I've seen other people coming like, oh, look what happened to Star Wars Outlaws. That's a completely different kettle of fish. That game, which Ubisoft has come forward saying it has underperformed a little bit, which is no surprise to anyone. And that's not because of the female protagonist. But this, we're getting shotguns, artillery. There is so much more, so much meat into this game. It looks incredible. The trailer alone looks stunning. So as people who are complaining, I'm like, there's no warrant for you to complain about this game. If the first game was that immaculate, then shouldn't be a debate on who's the protagonist is, blah, blah, blah. It is take my money and shut the hell up. This game looks, as I said, looks great. Can't wait. The first game was just so good. It was such a surprise hit, maybe I would say. Like, it kind of like, it was coming, it looked good, but just when we started playing it, it just, boom, blew up intensely. And I know there's been a rumor of a TV show, a movie. There's so much that Sony wants to do with this franchise, and you can do it. And this game coming out next year, now it doesn't have a particular release date, but it is set for 2025. So definitely set up. That looks incredible. I'd love to know what you guys think about this game. It's just great to see. This was probably the one I was like, oh shit. Like, I knew they were working on it, but as soon as I saw the state play, I thought, that's right. Like, you never know how far away these are going to be, especially when you're like, oh yeah, I guess gotta wait. But now we're finally beginning it. Take my money. Now, this is the game that, again, Ubisoft have come forward and said that will be delayed until February 2025, is Assassin's Creed Shadows. They have put a statement out that's saying the game needs more time to polish off. Now, this is a debate that I do see all the time. Now, does delays mean disaster? And it's a hard thing because sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Like, for example, Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed for an entire year. I was one of those people that are like, that's absolutely insane and absolute bullshit, because they delayed it only, I think it was only like a month or only 4 weeks out from when it was actually going to be released. But it's a delay. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. And I know a lot of people, there was also comments saying, oh, this could be a bad sign. However, in my books, anything Red Dead, anything that Rocksteady touches as a full game just is fantastic, and there's no reason to worry about anything. Now, that's where it works out really good. But then you have games like, I'm not targeting Ubisoft when I say this, only because it's from recent memory, but Black Flag. Oh, geez, I just forgot the name. The recent pirate game, the recent pirate game they just released. That's absolutely failed. Wow, it was on the tip of my tongue. That's I just can't believe I just forgot the entire game's. Wow, that is just out of my mind for that. But you know which one I'm talking about. Like, I can't believe like that got delayed again and again and again and again, and got delayed again and again and again. And here we are with a game that's a little bit too rough around the edges and did not live up to what this game thought this was going to be. So that's where it's a little bit hard on what's going to be great and what's going to be bad when you have these delays. Now, it's going to shit me so much now. Skull and Bones. God damn it. I'm like thinking of like I know the end. It's Skull and Bones. Lee Bar. Skull and Bones. So yeah, Skull and Bones got delayed again and again. So I remember when we first got to see this back in 2015. And I was really excited for that game. And then when we get the finished product, it was just a half a shell of a what the WTF. And the harder thing is the fact you got Sea of Thieves on the other side. That's just perfect, nearly absolutely perfect for the whole thing. So that's a hard thing on the other side of the fence. So look, it could be bad. This could be good. Is it delayed until Feb 17th next year? Sorry, 14th. It's 14th is Valentine's Day. It is being delayed next year, so it's a hard thing. What's it going to be? But look, I would say have faith. But at the end of the day, I have been wrong. We've all been wrong as gamers, so it might not be bad. But look, I do know that Ubisoft, after Skull and Bones, after Star Wars Outlaws, they need a solid win. So don't get me wrong. Assassin's Creed franchise has had its absolute highs. It has had its lows. But I think because of the fact that within recent memory, Ubisoft, these games haven't had a real, out of the park experience, it's just leaving that little bit more people to worry about this game. So look, what it's going to be, like, I do hope it's going to be out of the park. And I do hope it's going to be smashing, but a delay can always seem to be a 50-50 at this stage. Now, also going on from that, we got the brand new trailer for Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff that looks incredible with Ana de Armas. She is excellent in this. The trailer is brutal. It is peak John Wick vibes. This is set between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4, obviously because of the fact that John Wick is still alive. Yes, he's in the trailer for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. He's still alive, and they do interact. So it's not like this is more just in the background of everything that's happening with the whole John Wick thing. They do interact. So this looks incredible. Now, this movie was meant to come out this year. It was meant to come out, I think, I would say probably about June this year it was meant to, and it got delayed until next year, June 2025. So again, 2025 is looking to be such a stacked year for both gaming and movies. Now, movies-wise, we know why, and TV shows, we know why, because of the fact of the strikes and riot strikes that happened last year for almost about 3 months. It caused a massive delay. So that's why 2025 is looking absolutely stacked. And I've spoken to a lot of people that have said, this year, coming into the next 5 months of the rest of the year, it's looking a bit slow. Like the next two big movies, I would say, like blockbuster movies, would say partially Joker 2, but next is Gladiator 2. And sprinkled in that, we've got Kraven the Hunter. We've got, Sonic 3. Sonic 3, Kraven the Hunter, and Venom 3. But that's what I've just said is about it for the big movies that are coming. Yet next year, after Feb, it's just go all the way. And if for those people who are clamoring for more John Wick and not clamoring for the Amazon TV show that we got, which I didn't finish because I got bored of it. This is the hot topic. And of course, if this does really well, there's going to be a sequel on the horizon because they're going to want to keep that franchise going. But this looks really good, and Keanu Reeves is back. I'd say he's probably in a total of probably about maybe 15 minutes. He probably won't. He probably get one action scene and he's out of here. I'd say that's probably how much you're going to see. But the Continental's back. It's right back in this universe. Lance Riddick is back in it. So he filmed this role before he passed away. So it's really good to see this will be his final role. But I'm really glad to see. And you need to go watch this trailer. This looks incredible. Very much. I know she was in the last James Bond, but she's really pushing the fact being that action star, and this looks very much right on top of that. And it looks stylized as John Wick. I'm so ready to dive back into the John Wick universe. Even if we don't have John Wick, let me dive back into this universe. So this looks incredible, and I can't wait to go see this. Now, we also got a brand new trailer of The Last of Us. Now, The Last of Us Part 2, a brand new season, will become a HBO Max and binge for us in Australia, is coming out next year. Now, the trailer looks really good. We do get a lot of scenes from the video games, picturesque, because everyone who knows what's happening in the video game, has played the video games, know what's coming. For everyone who hasn't played the video games, get ready for heartbreak. True heartbreak. And then one of the most devastating scenes in video game history. And now it'll be on TV history. Now, for all I know that a lot of people do know is that the Last of Us Part 2 video game is rumored that it will be split into 2 parts. So we have Season 2 and Season 3. That's how the game will be broken up to, compared to how Season 1 covered the very first video game. The second video game is going to be breaking into 2 seasons. Now the trailer does say it's coming out in 2025, but no actual month of release. But look, if they do keep in the same trend as with The Last of Us came out last time, The Last of Us came out last time, that came out in January. So it could be very much we might see this at the same time frame in that January, February area. We could be getting this. And I'm so ready to dive right back into this show. For Patrick Pascal, again, he's got this. When Last of Us came out, he had this that came right on the back of the Mandalorian Season 3. So he had that all stacked for this year. This year, he's got The Last of Us. And a couple of months later, we're going to be having Fantastic Four. He's got Gladiator, Last of Us, if it's the right time frame, and then Fantastic Four. So the man, again, has an absolute stacked film, TV show, all across the board. But I like the trailer, the sets. Oh, it's going to be so gut-wrenching when we're going to see that particular scene on screen. And I wonder if that will be the season finale that we might get. So definitely let me know your thoughts on the trailer. Are you excited? They have also mentioned the fact that very similar that there will be new scenes added and things will be tweaked to allow for them going from video game to TV show. So I'll be very curious to see what they're going to be doing on that end, and if it will have the same impact as what happened with The Last of Us Season 1, which we still talk about now. Now, this is something I was not expecting in the world of we haven't had Deathstroke versus Batman. Don't you worry, might be getting Deathstroke versus Bane in an upcoming movie. It's reported that apparently the Cap 4 writers have been tasked to write a script for Deathstroke versus Bane in an upcoming movie. There's no director attached. How this is going to fit into James Gunn's verse, I don't know. This isn't a versus movie that I would be expecting. Like maybe Bane versus Solomon Grundy type of style, but not Deathstroke versus Bane. But it's funny because if we get Deathstroke versus Bane, I'm like, okay, that's cool. How did we get this movie before we even got Deathstroke in a Batman movie versus Batman? The closest thing we've seen is the immaculate CGI trailer that we got for Arkham Origins, which was fantastic. But I don't know. When I saw this report, I was a bit like, why? I guess, sure. Let's just go again. I feel like it's one of those situations like, let's throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. You know, I know what people have been clamoring. People really love Deathstroke. Oh, yeah, they do. Let's see him. I know people really love Bane. Bane needs another shot. Yeah, I know. Let's put them together. What? I feel like this is like a Sony. I feel like this is like a Sony pitch. I was like, hey, we have these villains, but we don't need the hero. So let's slap them together and see what we can get. Now we got. This would be the same thing if we had Venom versus Kraven. Actually, I can't believe I'm comparing it to that, but that's pretty much it. You have these two characters without the hero, which makes no sense on why they'd be fighting each other. But hey, what do I know? I'm just here, just ranting my head off on stupid decisions that DC usually do. And here, I thought there would be less stupid decisions I'd be saying about DC, but this is the first one that I've seen from James Gunn Universe that might happen. That's the first red flag that I'm like, what the hell is this? What the fuck? No. Nah. Zero. No. Look, it may contain our heroes. It may contain the brand new Batman that's going to be Batman Brave and the Bold. I might be wrong, but right now it's just these two the versus movie. You would really have to push it with myself to go and see. You know, there would have to be a lot more meat in this than just that premise. That is for sure. But that could be coming. Also, we've got a little details that apparently James Samuel could be directing the brand new Blade movie that's currently been in limbo for way too long. So apparently he's met with Marvel. The rumor is he met with Marvel Studios to talk about directing the film. Now, at this stage, this is still slated for November 2025. I don't know how. I honestly don't. It's going to get delayed. Right now, it is... it's almost October. That there is no way they can shoot this and pump this out in enough time as quality for this to come out in that time frame. Like, it's been delayed again and again and again and again, and a lot of people have given up. A lot of people have said, you know, they should just come and throw this away. Don't do it. Cancel it altogether and just weed Blade into other movies, because obviously it's not happening. Now, it does suck. I've just recently watched the first Blade again, which was incredible with Wesley Snipes, and it just made me want to see this Blade. I want to see Blade in the MCU, not Wesley Snipes Blade and Deadpool Wolverine. I want to see the brand new Blade. So, look, I do hope that he can sign on. Apparently, the script has been reworked. Apparently, that's all in favor. Everyone's liking the new script after the changes. But, you know, it's go time or cancel at the moment, because if it gets delayed, it's going to throw, you know, if that gets delayed, then obviously everything after gets delayed again and again and again. It's just a roll-on. It's just a roll-on effect, you know. Seeing Avengers Doomsday is looking further and further away if they keep doing that. I still can't believe Avengers Doomsday, to be honest. It's just Avengers Secret Wars, you know, the Russo brothers are back. Like, god damn, there's so much meat to that. I still can't believe it. But yes, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is a positive sign for Blade. Now, I would also like to remind you that in the coming week, October the 1st, Deadpool and Wolverine will be on Disney Plus for you to be watching. I will be right there watching it with everybody else. And also, Joker 2 will be hitting theaters on October the 4th. So if you haven't already, go pick up your tickets. Get ready for a brand new sing-along, because it's a musical. And not to mention, Lady Gaga has also recently dropped a brand new album inspired for the movie. So you can check that out as well. But yes, we got Joker 2, which we're going to be reviewing next week, in which we have a very special guest that's going to be coming on to review this as we dive back into the Jokerverse, which will be the Jokerverse, which will be the last Joker movie in this Todd Phillips universe. But let's see how it's going to go. And the big question is, will it be as good as the first one? And will it make as much money as the first one? I don't think it will at all. So, also, I've also watched the very first episode of Penguin. This is good. You need to jump on this. It is fantastic. Jump right back into the Matt Reeves universe. It's funny. It's dark. What was the best one of the probably the best comments I saw? This is like Sopranos on steroids. That is the perfect line I could describe this. Colin Firth does a fantastic job as being as Oswald Cobblepot once again, and I can't wait to see where the season is going to go. Not to mention, where's this going to go to lead into the Batman 2? That is still so far away until 2026 that we're going to be getting that. So it's slightly disappointing, but look, if you haven't already jumped on the Penguin, jump on right now. If you want to do a massive binge, you do have to wait another, it's 8 episodes long, so you're going to have to wait another 6 weeks. Another 6 weeks if you want to do a massive binge at the end. So we are going to be reviewing this in one big bundle all the way at the season finale, which again, I also have a guest for that as well. So it's going to be really good diving into the Penguin all in one hit. I can't wait for that particular episode and the guests that we've got coming on. But the Penguin, first episode, absolute win. So go check it out. So, all right. Let's talk about Agatha All Along, because it was Agatha All Along. So last week we had the first 2 episodes premiere, and now we have episode 3, which is Through Many Miles of Tricks of Trial. So this is the first episode. Well, after they're being chased by the Salem 7, the group has started to walk down the road, if you will. Now, they also going to encounter the very first trial. So each trial for per witch's skills. Essentially, which we're going to be getting. Now, Agatha, it's interesting because I said this last week, and I was talking to a friend about this. Is that it's mixed with obviously it's it's in the Wandaverse, or it's WandaVision. We get that experience in the first episode, but there's a couple of dark moments in that, and we also get the dark moments in this episode as well. 3 really creepy moments that we get. So it is tiptoeing on that Marvel-esque, but it's also tiptoeing on that horror vibe. A little bit more darker than, I'd say, definitely more darker than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which was meant to be Marvel's first horror movie, but really it wasn't. As there's a couple of dark moments in that, but nothing too dark. I would say this is darker. Sorry. I'd say this is darker. Now, as we can see with the crew, the Coven, as we can see with the Coven, is that they're trying to understand with the road. They obviously no one trusts Agatha except the team. We also do find that the team cannot also explain to the other witches who he is because of the sigil that goes over his mouth, which looks like an M. So could this be, because Maximoff, Mephisto, W, there's a lot of ifs and buffs about that one. But and then we've got Sharon, who's the non-magical person in this, who's completely freaking out, which unfortunately we will be going to spoilers on what's going to happen to her. So as they are going through the road, they discover their first trial, which looks like this beautiful beach house. What could go wrong at a beautiful beach house? Now, as they walk in the door, they get their brand new costumes, new hairstyle, and I love the aesthetic. I love the fact that we go from this dark, twisted, dark, gloomy road of what their normal clothes are and how they go into this. So if they are going into like something like this and they're going, and this is going to happen to every single trial, I do love that because it's very much still is very same as like WandaVision, and what happened with each episode was a different theme. So if we're going to be, each trial is going to be a different theme, that's really cool as well. So I did love aesthetically how this all changed. Now the first trials, they all drink the wine, which is poison, and starts messing with their faces, which looks hilarious. So they have to work and make a potion to make themselves better. So they're trying to run around, try and get all the bits and pieces to make this potion. But during that, we get some 3 dark scenes. I guess see one where it contains lady death, one person like drowning, and one person about is set on fire. Those are the 3 dark moments that I was like, holy shit. I was like, okay. Wasn't expecting that to go, especially death, Angel of Death, the dark, creepy one that was a bit like, that was a bit like, holy crap. So we get those 3 dark moments, and then as they're trying to do the potion, there's this great set piece where I don't know how it was done, but it looks cool how the fact that this beach house starts flooding goes underwater because tick, they've only got 30 minutes to make this potion. So after they make this potion, they all take it and all to escape. They all escape going through the oven, which I did love. I was like, no, this is how one of my friends died. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little bit intense. But yes, the escape route is the oven. As they all go through the oven, they all return back to the road. However, Sharon has died. And they did say that, briefly for 2 seconds, like, oh, at least we're all still alive. And the team goes, no, we're not. Sharon's dead. So Sharon's dead after 3 episodes. Whether or not she's going to be here at the end or come back is a different story. But for everyone who really did like her character, to me, she's always the mum from the 70s show. And yeah, she's gone. And no dice on that. Bye-bye. But look, I'd say that's the short version of the story. But what we do get is we get great interactions with everybody. We get both the dark moments of the witch's past. We also get a dark moment with Agatha where she sees a bassinet, and as she takes off the blanket, she can see the Darkhold. So the rumor is that what happened was that she traded her son for the Darkhold. So which makes me think, is the teen actually Agatha's son? Have we actually been looking at Wanda too much, and this is actually Agatha's son? Could it be alluded to? Because, why can't he say his name at all? But at the same time, he hasn't actually said, oh, no, you're my mother. He just said, I've been following your work. And he actually doesn't say that at all. So that could be something else entirely. But the interesting thing is that he can't say who he is to any of the witches either. So, because the witches do also make him to be very careful and don't trust Agatha, which we do get to see. Agatha's not very trustworthy because she's the only one who doesn't drink the wine and causes the mess. And she also tries to escape the entire time, which doesn't happen. Eventually, she does fall to it. So for me, it's almost like a little bit of like, you want to, I like the character of Agatha. I do like her in that sense, but at the same time, she's also not trustworthy. Like she will stab you in the back for anything or for any reason. But at the same time, you do feel for her when it happens. Now, the strange thing I do also find is that when at the very beginning of the episode, when they were talking about a road, she did seem to be a bit like she remembered the road a lot. So the road that is going on that Agatha has gone down the road before. But at the same time, she's like, to me, she's slowly acting like she doesn't remember, or she only knows the basics. So the question I have is, did she actually go down the road at all? Or what was what happened in the past? Now, we do get to see trailers. We do see backhand stuff that we do get to see that, we do get to see in the back of the old, witches coming aspect. We do get to see her in. So we know there's a lot more that's going to be happening. But that's the thing, is that does she actually know what happens in the road? Again, I love the aesthetic of the episode. All the CGI looks fantastic, except probably when they look at the beach house was a little bit iffy. I was a bit like, okay. But everything else was fantastic to see. So that with Agatha is we're getting that a little bit more about her past. We're getting a little bit more about the witches, and unfortunately, we got Sharon's death in saying that. But we also get the very first mention of Mephisto in the MCU entirely. Now, Mephisto is essentially the devil of the MCU, Satan himself. Now, there was many rumors. There was many theories with WandaVision. I think also with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse, not as much, but not as much. But finally we have Mephisto actually mentioned, an agent of Mephisto that could be happening. So will we actually see Mephisto? That's that's a big question that we got. There was a rumor that Sacha Baron Cohen was playing Mephisto in some kind of animated or live action appearance. Obviously, that hasn't happened. So what that could be entailing. Now, also remember that with Agatha, this is all going to be happening. This show will be finishing before Halloween. So I have no doubt we're getting a lot more darker moments over the few episodes. And my question is, where's this going to end as well? So, like, is she going to throw up in the teen? Is the teen her son? Are they all going to get their powers back? Where does that Agatha going to end up in the whole MCU phase, if you will? Especially the fact that there was a rumor going around that Jonathan Majors did also film scenes for Agatha as one of the variants as who created the Darkhold. Obviously, that's not going to be happening anymore. So if that isn't true, if it did happen, how's that going to be skewed with to what's going to happen? Because I don't remember hearing any about reshoots about the show at all. So that's also up for debate. But my question is what did you think of this episode? Do you think I found the episode wasn't too slow? I found it was pretty pretty beat all the way. I was like, yep. For even being just 39 minutes long, obviously 4 minutes less than the other episode. God, I sometimes look at these Disney Plus shows and watching is like, first episode's 50, second episode's 45, and then the third episode's 38. I'm just like, come on, just if you're gonna make the episodes that all go for 50 minutes long, don't reduce them. Now, because it just gets disappointing. I know it happens when every Disney Plus show pretty much that does happen. And I understand, I do understand the fact, we trim this, trim that there, but at the same time, it's the episode might be great, but it's just disappointing to see. Be like, oh, I'm getting even less again. I'm getting more or less again. But in saying that, Agatha, where's this going to end up in the last few episodes? Who's going to appear if we're getting any more major appearances? That's also my next question. And who do we find out who the teen is? That's because we still don't. Like I said, he's just a teen right now. That's all the name we're going off. But yeah, Agatha episode 3 did solid. We are now on the road. Now it's all going. Now that's first trial. We've got a couple more. We've got at least 4 more trials to going in. But as I said, let me know in the comments, where do you think this is going to end and who do you think is going to appear? That's the biggest question. So look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming past this episode. That is my review for Agatha All Along. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.